So my name is Kathy Landers. My job title is, it's kind of long. I'm the McKinley County Program Director / 4-H agent, and I'm the Tribal Extension Coordinator.
Yat she shawiazi and shia hatso and shle torich university in kia ani the she techini dashnale. Hello, I'm Shelby Yazzie. I'm the Tribal 4-H agent. I serve the Navajo Nation and I'm located here in McKinley County.
My name is Richard Lopez, mostly known as Bud, and I am the Tribal Agriculture Extension Agent based here in McKinley County for New Mexico State University Cooperative Extension.
Tribal Extension is really helping right now with Native communities because of the internet and the online stuff, you know. So teaching them how to, one, develop a business plan, start a small online Etsy business, or to be able to market their own jewelry is really great for them. And it also transitions into, if they can do that with their jewelry, they can start doing that with their own livestock. They can get top dollar for their cow, just like a regular rancher on the east side of the state or in northeast New Mexico, over in Union County. They can get that same thing. And so it's teaching them that their stuff is valued.
I do the agriculture education mostly for the Dene or the Navajo tribe. We work in not just McKinley County, we work pretty much four corners wherever the reservation is. We have agreements with Extension with University of Arizona, and we work with their tribal agents, and we kind of try to coordinate, do that kind of thing. And then I work with, of course, the reservation goes up into San Juan County, so we work with the group up there and kind of do the chapter visits and education and that kind of thing. So I do direct education to the Navajo people. So
what I've noticed here, especially in the Gallup area, what best works for us to kind of get the youth, especially tribal youth, it's hard for us to grasp the 4-H in them. Some traditional families already have 4-H in their family, but some, we're trying to rebuild the program here. So what we do is we've been focusing on schools because they have the kids. So we're working on this big project called the Rural Youth Entrepreneur in Trades program. We were awarded a KEGLA grant, and so what we're doing is we're trying to start that program so we can meet the needs of the project and just the community needs in general. We're going to go ahead and provide, all the resources that they need, and then also with this program they're going to be also learning about entrepreneurship skills, and then how to build a resume, how to market their trade skills if they want to expand more.
Shooters, you may knock an arrow and shoot.
Building trust. That's the one thing about tribal communities. You kind of have to build that trust. And I think that's where I build a connection, is understanding that I know what goes on the reservation and how could I see it through their point of view, I guess you would say. Because I've dealt with the reservation. I grew up in poverty. I'm actually the first female in my family to receive a high school diploma. I was a first generational college student. I was the first one in my family to get a bachelor's degree, and I'm probably going to be the first one to get my master's. So I think kind of me talking and sharing about my life to them really gives them a sense of, oh, she knows what I'm talking about. And I think that's where it's like I have to build that connection with their home life.
The easiest way to get involved in the community was going to volleyball games and basketball games and high school football games. And then they knew that they could trust you. You just weren't coming, to be what they would say from the government, here to help and leave tomorrow. You were going to make an honest take the opportunity to be a part of the community. And that's what you have to do. And you have to sit back and listen. I was fresh out of grad school and I was going to teach you, but I had to learn to sit back and see how they were doing it and see their ways and respect their ways before you can make any change. So it's a lot of sit back and learning and listening.
And you've got to go in with the idea that I'm going to chip away at our problems, and it's not just their problems, it's our problems. Chip away at that and make slow progress, and because you don't want to change them. You want them to learn how to make their own lives better.
People in the community think that 4-H has to do with animals. They're like, no, it's actually more than animals. Like, there's leadership skills. Kids, especially these tribal kids, like, you can actually go to conferences. We took 2 kids down to state conference this year, and it was a good shared given moment for them, an opportunity to kind of see what Las Cruces is about, to see about the campus, and to kind of think about, like, hey, I think if we could channel these tribal 4-H youth to go to NMSU, we can do it through 4-H.
They want very traditional. If we're going to plant a field, they believe in planting after the first moonrise, and so they follow some really traditional practices where we don't think of that. We just go out and plant. Oh, you want to plant? Okay, we'll go plant tomorrow. But they base it all on their religious beliefs. They are all farmers, mostly sheep producers. Cattle has been probably in the last 40 years, they've pushed more or leaned more towards cattle, but they're still sheep producers. And it ties in very much with their culture, their religious beliefs and practices. It's intertwined. Since COVID, because COVID hit us so bad here in the Four Corners area, food sovereignty is the biggest demand we have right now. When you look at the Pueblo of Zuni was cut off from even coming into Gallup to go to Walmart or to getting any fruits and vegetables or meat, they were cut off because of COVID. And that, it scared them, not in the sense that they were terrified or anything. It just, the reality of, we used to grow fruits and vegetables, but we got used to going to Walmart to get groceries. We kind of let that slide. And now they want to pick that back up. They want to learn to grow vegetables and fruit again. They want to learn to can and store food.
I think one advice of me being an extension agent, what always has kept me here is probably the kids. And I think if you can change one kid's life, then I feel like you've done your impact. And that's what carries me the most. It's not a job. If you love helping people, if you want to make a difference in somebody's life, or if you want to make a greater impact in your community, definitely be an extension agent.